my name is Finn, or yet another gaming fail, and welcome to another DCS mission editor video. Now, I'm sure you guys will have seen that I've been starting to work on a DCS Apache campaign, and today that is no different. What we will also be looking at is the new update that I've done. Now, you may have noticed I put a tutorial video out on the mission editor forward operating base mechanics, and so I've already got that implemented and put in, and actually what I've done is I've made an amendment to the mission file for the template that will basically give us a forward operating base up here just south of Dali and Nisu on the island of Cyprus. So we're going to be using that today to make a start on some more missions. Now, this one is going to be a real simple one. We're just basically going to have a ferry flight over to this forward operating base, where we'll be also guiding in some other aircraft. So we'll be guiding in one other helicopter who will be taking some supplies in. So that's one thing. But we'll also be defending against some threats along the way. So we'll see how that goes. Now, I think what we'll do. First of all, let's come in here. The only thing we need to do realistically is place down waypoints over to this base. This is where we will end up, which is all fine. But that's the end goal. The next thing then we're going to do, we're just going to hit save on this, and I'll just show you guys around the fob that I built, because I must admit I'm pretty chuffed with it. Looks pretty good. I do like it. Let me just make sure that we've got, yeah, weather looks good. I'll just plonk down a vehicle here and then hit fly, and we can just save that as well. And then let's have a look around. So let's see what we've got. I do love being in the mission editor. It's pretty freeing and liberating. Gives you the ability to make whatever you want. It's just a tool that I can really get on board with and appreciate. So I'm just going to hit F10 and F7 over here, and then you can see here that we've got a cool base set up. Looks pretty nice. Might be a little bit laggy from time to time, but I think otherwise it's not that bad at all. And I think what we're basically gonna do is just have some helicopters come and drop off some cargo in this base, probably in one of the gaps just down there on the other side of this FARP landing pad area, and then have the Apaches and other helicopters land, I think. So yeah, I think what we'll do, let's come back in here to the mission editor. So I've obviously, we can get rid of this, of course. We've obviously got our helicopters in here. I think we'll need to grab some other ones. So we've got some, we've got these are UH-60s. So what we'll do is we'll have these take off. So we can have them take off from H3 and H4. So take off from ramp there. And then we can have them fly just to out here like that, I think we'll do. And then we can come and get a static from the left hand side, the bridge icon here as we're used to, and can plonk that down. And this is just our example thing, but I think what we'll probably do is come over to these big old landing pads here, and then we're just going to go to cargoes here. And then let's have a look at what we've got. I think probably the UH-1 cargo is probably pretty good, or maybe the ammo cargo will work. And we're not going to link any units. We're not going to really adjust the mass. That can be fine there. But we'll get 2 bits of cargo in here. So we'll do cargo 1 and cargo 2, and then we're just going to call this objective cargo 1 like that. And then we're just gonna, what we'll do is we'll copy that as it is there, and then do it to cargo 2 here. Like that. Cool. So now we've got our 2 cargoes set up. It's pretty simple really, as we're just going to come over here and we're going to add, let's see, perform task, cargo transportation, like that, and then we'll need to quickly come over to here, and just quickly add a zone in like this, and it's just going to be called cargo drop off zone like that, and then we'll just put 1 and then just set it to be like 100, and then we can just copy the name as well because we're going to place down a second one. So we'll do 1, I think let's do 1 here, and then we'll quickly add in another zone and we'll put that here, cargo zone 2, and then that one can also be 100 like that, and then we'll just set them to be something fairly arbitrary like a grey there, and then what we'll also do just quickly is we'll add in a thing just saying fob LZ like that for the fob landing zone, set that to be like a nice green or something, and just make that, let's see, how about 500 feet wide? I think that works, yeah. So that if we land on those pads, then that can be counted as a victory. Then we'll just do hidden there, and that can be all done and dusted. So what we've got then is just we've got the LZ zones which have been set up. So these are these 2 zones here. So basically the helicopters that we've got are going to be instructed to land, or to drop off their cargo within one of those zones. If you don't understand the basics of it, I have got a video up on my channel. It's my cargo transportation guide for the DCS mission editor. I highly recommend checking it out, as I spend a little bit more time discussing how it works and what the requirements are. But basically we're just going to take this here and then just set this to be cargo drop off zone 1, and then we're just going to clone this, and then we're just going to get this one to be cargo 2 and drop off zone 2 like that. And then what we'll also do here is we'll just quickly name them, so cargo 1, and then copy it, and then cargo 2 like that, and that works pretty well there. And so basically what we're going to do to test is we're just going to make sure that that basically both aircraft go in to pick up this cargo at the same time. So we're just going to hit fly mission, and we're going to get going here first of all. Okay. Alright, we're going to hit back, spectators, and then we're just going to hit F2 multiple times until we tab through all the aircraft that we've got. Okay, and here we are. So these are set to the medevac color scheme for these aircraft, but of course I think we'll change them later on. But this is that awesome Black Hawk L mod. I can't remember who made it. I think it's an Australian guy that made it. Honestly, I don't know. I'm sure many members of the community will know who made this and will be able to credit it. But honestly, I did a little bit of flying in this thing. I'm not very good at flying rotary wing, but like the quality of this mod just astounds me. It is really good. So yeah, so these guys are going to fly over here. Obviously 6,000 feet is way too high for these guys, but then they'll come on down, and we're basically just going to walk through until they come on in to pick up this this cargo. They normally do some weird squirrely stuff anyway. So that's that one. Let's see about his buddy. His buddy is still very, very high up. So let's just quickly click on this guy over here. Let's see if we walk through, is anything going to happen? Probably not. Okay, that's all right though, because this is why we have testing, right? So so what we'll do is we will first of all come over to here, and we're going to need to change these cargoes. So let's change them to be the UH1 cargo like that. And again, we're just going to copy this to be the name, and then this one can also be the UH1 cargo. And then we can also copy the name here as well, like that, and then we're going to come on in here, and that's all still correct, I believe. Yeah, okay, that's all still correct, good. Okay, so we're just going to save. We're going to just make sure as well that this, let's set AGL, and we're only going to set like 250 feet AGL, because these guys really do not need to go very high up. So we can hit save and hit yes there, and we'll hit start. Alright. Okay. And then again we'll hit back, spectators, and then it'll be easier if we just go to the map and then select these guys here. And then we're just going to warp through until we're pretty secure that these guys are good to go and that they're getting their job done. And let's see what these lads do. Oh, here come the other Apaches. So they're going to come in at about 200 feet. And then they'll come over here and then spin around. Let's quickly see. Do both of them pick up cargo? Let's have a look. Okay. Well, it looks like in this case the UH-1s are not capable of picking up the cargo. So what we can do, sorry, the UH-1s, the UH-60Ls. What am I on about? So we can switch these over. I think we'll switch them in this case to be Chinooks. I think probably is going to be the easiest thing to do. And also it'll maintain all their other qualities as well. So we can just have them set to this, and then we can also quickly scroll down here, set them to UK, and then they'll have Royal Air Force liveries as well, which is also good. So let's give that a go and just see whether those guys work. What we'll do is we'll also set the waypoint to be down here so that they're not flying over the runway as aircraft coming into land. Obviously, in the actual mission, we'll remove all the other aircraft there, so it won't be a problem. But yeah, let's see. So just gonna hit back, spectators, and then come over here again. This time we've got the Chinooks, which is all good. So let's have a look here, see what we come up with. So here we are. Now, of course, these guys taxi. That's something that I hadn't taken into account, but it is also very cool. So let's just watch these guys go for it. Takes a little bit longer, but you know, hey ho. Okay, here they come. Alright. I do love the sound that Chinooks make. I've seen many of them flying over where I live all the time, and yeah, they're just I mean, it's just so amazing that something so big and so heavy can be so fast and maneuverable as well. It's just mind-blowing. So yeah, here they come, and we've got one secured, and that's all good there. And then what about his buddy? Is he gonna form up, or is he gonna... Okay. Well then, maybe we should only have one cargo. I think that would make the most sense, wouldn't it? So let's come back to our dude down here. We'll just see how well they get along for the flight all the way over there. So, I mean, I think that works. I mean, you would hope that they would not be, the cargo would not be flipping around so much, but I guess beggars can't be choosers, right? So let's just keep it going, and we'll see what we find. I think mainly the glitchiness is down to the use of time warp that I've already had, pretty much. But yeah, so these guys are obviously on their way. They'll fly all the way over to the fob that we've got set up. You know, we'll need to make sure that these guys are well defended, etc. That guy's having an interesting trip over there. But yeah, let's see. Let's just see how far we make it. See how well it works. And then basically the measurement criteria will be if this cargo gets there safely, and you know, failing that, then you know, if we manage to land at the fob as intended. So I think this is our fob up in front of us here. You can kind of see it loading in the distance. So, I mean, in terms of the actual flight time, it shouldn't be that long, which is pretty cool. Let's just open up this menu at the bottom here. So 30 minutes of in-game time. And then, so these guys are going to come on in. And then it's time to see how well they land it. Okay, not bad at all. And then where do they choose to land? They're probably going to fly some distance back to Akrotiri, I'd imagine. But yeah, okay, so that works. That's pretty good. I'll probably make the zone a bit bigger for the drop off. But look, we'll get rid of the second cargo. I think that's probably where the other aircraft went, was back to do the second cargo. But we'll just have one cargo for the moment, and that can work fine. And then basically we can just add another waypoint in and have these guys fly all the way back to Akrotiri and just do a landing here. Here we are, landing. There we are. That's all good. And then we can have them park back in, was it H1 that they start in? H1? Is that H1? I think so, H1. And then this one can be H2. Like that. There we are. And then, what's this one? Oh no, that's H1. And subsequently, that must be H2. So, yeah, we'll do H3 and I'm assuming this one's going to be H4. Yeah. So let's just go all the way to the landing here, and we'll do H4 and then switch to the other guy and he can be H3. Cool. Very nice. Okay, so we've got our cargo transport guys, and that's all good. And I think basically what we'll do is we'll just have to have some threats kind of like on the way in, maybe at like these bits here or something. I don't know. I mean, the problem is obviously you don't want to have them be seen to be traveling too far. In fact, maybe what we go for is other helicopters being our threat, right, or something like that. We'll just have to see. So I think maybe what we do is we have some kind of contingent of armored vehicles, maybe like a couple of these guys. So let's see. Let's go armor. Let's just do Russia and do BTRs, because I mean the BTRs are not going to provide any kind of significant threat to the guys on the ground, but to the guys in the air even. But I think like having a couple of these set up would probably be like pretty fun to just, you know, blat or whatever. So what we'll do is we'll just set like some kind of destroyed smoking vehicle over here that can be like what these guys are focusing on. Maybe they're like picking apart the remains of it or whatever. And this is just going to be what's it? Dead tank. Obviously it's not a tank, it's a Bradley, but it's easier to remember that. And then we can just do BTRs like that, or BTR1, and that'll be our first group of BTRs. And then basically what we'll do, just to make life a bit easier here, is for these guys we're going to add a waypoint here, and that's the cargo. And then basically the next waypoint we're going to remove, and then this will make sure that we have a good idea of exactly where we are we're flying to. So now along this blue line here, we pretty much are guaranteed to bump into these guys. In fact, what we'll do is we'll put them on this bit of road here, I think, and I think that we can actually, yeah, let's go just here, I think, like that, and then we'll have like this have this tank here, and then what we'll do, we'll just open up a new trigger and we'll call this atmospherics, like that, and then we'll just do a new condition here, and it's just going to be time more than 1, and then basically we're just going to explode unit and it's just got to be, let's just come in here, rename this guy, we'll call him Dead Tank, like that, and then here we go, and then got to scroll past the numbers to here, and then that just blows that guy up. So what I'll do, we'll just quickly hit save on this, hit fly mission, start, and then basically what we can do is we can just hit F10 and go on the map over. So let's have a look here, back, spectators, F10, and then you can see there that that guy has exploded. So if we just do this, you can see there's the burning wreckage of that vehicle below us. And then what we can do as well, just to make it a bit more interesting in terms of like how it looks, let's add in, let's just do destruction like that as the zone, and we'll just make it like, I don't know, make it like 100 feet wide. Then we'll just set it to be black, just so that it's pretty easy to make out. And then what we can do as well is we can just add in dead infantry like that, and then we just set it to infantry here, and then just do infantry M4, spawn like 10 of these guys in, and then we just place them all around this vehicle close enough that they'll be killed when they spawn in. So let's just drag these guys in close. So here we have all 10 pretty close there, so now we just need to drag them around like this. And then again, like we're probably never even remotely going to see anything like, you know, in this kind of detail in the actual mission, but you know, it looks good, right? So there you are, and then you know, whoever else isn't killed by the explosion will then be blown up probably by the BTRs. So then we're just going to come back to our atmospherics trigger here. We're going to do new, and we're going to do smoke, effect smoke like that, and then we're just going to set it to destruction, small smoke and fire, and then we can just give it the name of tank burning like that, and then we can just hit save and fly, and then just see exactly how it comes out. So again, this is mainly so that the smoke actually reaches up to the level that we're going to notice it when we're flying. So that will hopefully be able to give, there we are, yeah, so you've got the smoke there, and then we can just hit F7 on these guys here, and then so let's just see what the effect is here. So you got the soldiers there that are all dead. We'll probably have to rotate a few of them so they don't look like they're all facing in the same direction. Well, let's see, as you fly over, would that be noticeable? Probably not. Okay, so this is what the testing phase is for. So we're gonna just spread these guys around a little more, get them properly spread out, because we want to get that smoke effect to look real good. Just like this. Okay, and then we're just going to go through these guys, and we're going to just set a random direction on a lot of these. Doesn't matter what direction they're actually facing, because in the end, the only reason why we're setting their direction is so that they'll all be facing different ways when they go. And then in the atmospherics here, we're just going to set a, let's try a medium smoke and fire and see what that does, and then just hit fly mission there. Then we'll just see how good that looks. And let's see what it looks like. Okay, back, spectators, and then, oh, whoops. We can come over to here. Once again, I'll do this. Let's see. Okay, that's a bit bigger, and yeah, our guys seem to have a lot more kind of random rotation here for the corpses, which is all good. So now, how does it look in terms of the size? Okay, a bit bigger. maybe we'll go for a large smoke and fire then, just to really bring out the effect of it. And then what we can do actually, let's go back to a medium, and let's just set like a 5. Oh no, we'll do a large and set a 1. Sorry, because I forget that it's a float, not a full integer. So let's see how this looks. Okay. All right, hit back F10. Okay, it's all right there. Not too shabby. So let's come over to here, and okay, the large, that does look a bit better. And you know what, I think that we'll notice that. So I think that'll do it for this bit specifically. What we basically want to do is have the Chinooks fly pretty low and slow. So what we'll do is we'll just come over here and see just how slow they go. We want them to basically maintain like kind of like a less than, like maybe like a 45 knots or something, just to keep the swinging steady, and then we can have them go pretty fast on their way back, and then we can just hit save there. And then if we hit fly, because what we basically want to do is have the Apaches kind of scream ahead and check out the area, you know, and that's going to be the job of the you know, the crew in the game, is just to be getting in ahead, making sure the Chinooks aren't getting shot down by anything on the ground, etc. So let's just warp time ahead a bit faster, see what we come out with. So obviously we'll have the taxi process to get past, which will be a bit slow and laborious and boring, but obviously when we actually fly the mission it's not going to matter. So let's just see that here. Okay. So I mean, it'll take a solid 5 minutes for these guys to get airborne anyway, so. And then the other thing that we'll have to do, of course, is we'll have to just address what our other aircraft are doing in this mission. So let's have a look-see. These guys will take off, peel away over here, and then let's warp this guy until he is picking up this cargo. Here we are. He's got his cargo, and he's going to start flying, and then his mate is going to come and join him. And now you see he's flying at 107 knots, which I'm not so sure about. I think that's a bit fast for what we want. I think he's basically maxing it out. So I wonder if there's any way we can get him to slow down. Let's have a look. Let's see what we've got here. So go to our first waypoint, cargo, condition, stop condition. I don't think there's too much that we can do for that one. Think, is it also gonna set on that speed? I think 45 knots. Let's do a test on that. So again, this is all about what the testing phase is. I mean, obviously, like, you know, I talk about the testing phase. For me, I always like to test these kinds of you know, these kinds of things out, because they're the things that, generally speaking, don't work when you're making missions. Is just the aspect of having aircraft or AI aircraft perform tasks that, you know, you want them to do. And also, I think everyone has to understand that when you have an aircraft that you want to perform a specific task in one of these missions, there's a high likelihood that something to do with the way that users interact with the AI, or the users perform their own tasks, that the AI will then subsequently fail the task that they've been assigned. I've had it numerous times where you know, a failure to destroy certain things, certain groups, certain objects or whatever has basically caused the AI to break. And so basically you want to have it so that it's pretty simple for these AI not to screw up on their own missions. you're just doing something to make their own mission easier. That's basically the easiest way to make sure that your aircraft or that your missions, your players, and the missions that they get to enjoy will actually be good, fun, enjoyable. You know, that they'll practice reasonable skills, you know, etc. So let's see what this guy's up to. So let's hope that this guy will do just like 45 knots on the way there. If not, then we may have to think twice. Looks like we have to think twice. Okay. Well, what we'll do, let's then come over here and we'll add in a waypoint. Oh no, we can't even do that, can we? Ooh, interesting. So we'll add a waypoint under this one here. So we'll come to our advanced waypoint actions. So let's see here. So this waypoint here, we're just gonna delete that for the second. We're gonna add in a task to orbit. We'll do a racetrack orbit at 250 feet, and they can keep doing that. And then basically what we'll do is we will have them orbit over here, and then we'll add another waypoint action here, and this is going to be the cargo transportation. They're going to pick up the cargo, drop it off in the zone, and that's that. Then we'll come over here to our triggered actions here, hit add, perform command, and then we're just going to switch the waypoint to waypoint 2, like that. And then basically do cancel orbit, enable cargo, like that. Cool. And then we can leave it at that. So then basically what we can do is we will fly ahead by a reasonable margin, and you know, perform our tasks, our duties, and then once we feel pretty confident that we've got a decent lead, we can then call in the you know, or we'll have the Chinook set off, like, you know, 10-15 minutes after. So I think that's probably easier, isn't it? So we'll do Chinook set off, like that. Okay. And then what we'll do is we'll do time more, and then we'll do in fact, let's do it a slightly different way. Let's make it easier for the players to spend a bit more time doing some setup. So let's start by saying player has started. So this is going to just check that the player has taken off. So it's going to be unit AGL altitude higher than. So user Apache 1, and then we're going to set the altitude is higher than like 50. And then new task push. Well, we'll do new let's do new flag. So we'll do flag set value, or set flag value even, down here. Where is it? Here it is, set flag value, and the flag can be 14 because I like the number 14, and we can leave that on 1. And then basically we're just going to set a new one under player has started, and we're going to do Chinook started, like that. And then we're just going to do new, and then we're going to do flag is true here, or time since flag even. That is the one that we want, because we want to tell how long it's been since flag 14 has been activated. Then we're going to do 900 seconds. 900 seconds, if you don't know, is 15 minutes. So every multiple of 300 seconds is 5 minutes. Obviously, it's, you know, 60 times 5 is, you know, 300 seconds, and there's 60 seconds in a minute, and you want 5 minutes to go by, hence the mathematics there. So yeah, 900 seconds. So the time since the player has since our player aircraft has taken off, it will then like push our task, which obviously we'll hear cancel orbit, enable cargo there. So that'll start our mission there. So that's all good. We can hit save on that, and then what we'll do is we will make sure that our user aircraft, so we'll want to make sure, let's quickly see what this bearing is. So this bearing is 50 degrees, give or take, or 0.049. So what we'll do is we're going to come into our task here. We're going to say, in light of the conflict in Syria, even Cyprus, we are establishing a joint task force to attempt to contain the fighting in Cyprus to the DMZ area. In order to do this, we are setting up a forward operating base and will need to airlift supplies to this base regularly. So subsequently, it is your task to escort the Chinooks carrying essential medical supplies to the FOB and to ensure that they arrive without incident. The supplies, let's say there are some reports of breakthroughs from the DMZ into the mountains in the west, and we, I'd say though we expect these to be lightly armed groups and not a full armored force. You will set off 15 minutes before the Chinooks and will screen their path to the FOB, flying a course of approximately, let's do that, course of approximately, let's see, 0.49 degrees for a distance of, and let's just zoom out and just get this set up so that we are here for a distance of 32 nautical miles from Akrotiri with permission to use any force necessary. Oh god. Necessary. I'm gonna have to check how to spell necessary. It's not that I'm illiterate, it's just that I'm particularly stupid today. I'm pretty sure that it's 1C, but I've spelt it otherwise correct. It is. There we are. To ensure the safety of our aircraft. Bish bash bosh. Good luck. Okay, so let's also just come under here. We're just going to copy the squiggly lines and paste the squiggly lines in there, and then I'll just paste the squiggly lines in here, and then come down to the bottom here, paste the squiggly lines in, and then do Coordinates. Let's just make sure that's correct. Then paste the squiggly lines, and then come under here, and then we can just grab our bullseye here, and let's just make sure we're fully zoomed in. And then if you do Control Y, it'll give you your current coordinates, so you can see there it's pretty much exactly correct. We're just going to use the standard lat long coordinates, and then paste these in here. Forward operating base, like that, colon, and then our coordinates there. And then that's all good. We can hit OK, and then we can save that there. And then what we'll also do quickly as well, ooh, crikey, what we'll quickly do as well is we'll get rid of the cargo drop-off zone 2, and then we'll move the cargo drop-off zone 1 up here like that, and that's all good there. And then that's pretty well it. The only thing we'll need is to obviously make sure that we don't lose the cargo, we don't, lose the other aircraft. So then we've got our mission goal and failure criteria, etc. So in the mission goal over here, we're just going to do conditions, and this is essentially setting what our success and failure criteria will be. So we're going to say the condition is unit inside zone, which is going to be pretty easy. So we're just going to say that the it's under O for objective, I believe. So if we scroll up a little bit, objective cargo is within the FOB, not FOB LZ, sorry, cargo drop-off zone, and that's the first one. And then let's see, that is pretty much it. And then we'll also need to say group alive, because I think it's pretty safe to say that we want to make sure that our rotary wing lads are fine. So I think it's friendly group RTT, I think is the correct name for them. It is there, yep. So so basically we're just making sure that the Chinooks are alive and that they've dropped the cargo off, and then that activates the flag, which sets our success criteria. And the only other thing that we need to do is make sure that we're not in the airbase zone anymore, we're in the FOB LZ, because we're going to land at the LZ in the FOB, and that's alright. And then it just sets the mission success, which is alright. And then the failure criteria, so we're going to set a few different things. So number one, it's going to be group dead. So let's have a look. So group dead, in fact, let's actually set it to unit dead, and we can set user Apache 1, and then clone, and then get an OR in here, and then it can be user Apache 2. So if either our Apache is shot down, and then OR, and then unit dead once again. So we'll just clone this and move him down, and then it's RTT1 and RTT2. So we want to be a bit more stringent like that, and then clone it again like that, and then OR, and then we need to go down to O for objective cargo. Here it is, or the objective cargo is dead. So basically, if any of these guys are dead, or the cargo is destroyed, then we lose, and then that's the mission failure there. And then we've got our atmospherics, which we've already done. It gives we also have a flag that sets off, so the player gets 15 minutes from when they first take off, and then the Chinooks will go in, and then finally the Chinooks will set off after that 15-minute window, as we hoped. So that's all good there, so we can hit save, and that's that pretty much done. And then we'll just quickly make that last amendment here to the details here, and we'll just say, where is it, on here, once the cargo has been delivered, you will be landing at the FOB, where you will continue to be operating from for the foreseeable future. And I think that is it. So then we'll just set the task here. Well, let's quickly just put operation, and then blam 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 like that. Then the blue task can be destroy escort Chinook helicopters to drop off medical supplies, deliver medical supplies to the forward operating base, destroy any belligerents along the flight path, and then finally land at the fob and I'll just say land at the fob to finish, to end, for the end of the mission. Land at the forward operating base. Okay, I mean, we'll just put land at the fob, shall we? And I think that makes sense there. So the next thing that we're going to do is we're just going to come over to this group here. We're just going to set them to hidden on map and planner, just because we only want to see them, like, you know, when we're actually just, you know, attacking them or whatever. So we can hit save on that now, and I think pretty much that's the mission done. We've got some tidying up to do. Obviously, we've got these aircraft down here, which we're not going to really need. So just hit delete on all of these guys, like this, like that, and that's that. And then we don't need these infantry either, like that. Then that's mission 2 done. So I can hit save here once again. All right. And I think that is that. We'll just hide this zone as well, which I think could be good. So we'll do hidden. Let's do hidden on map and planner, and then hidden on map and planner as well, and then destruction. Here we can set to hidden. So once again, we don't want to see any of the stuff before we set off. We're just going to hit the save icon here, and then we can hide our cargo drop-off zone as well, like that. And ladies and gents, after nearly 50 minutes, we have another great mission. Just to recap our mission, we have a number of Chinooks that are going to pick up some cargo and fly it over to our forward operating base. And then there's a couple of BTRs along the way to get in their way, to annoy them, to irritate them, to have something for our Apaches to shoot at. And the main thing is that our Apaches, which will be our user aircraft, is going to take off, fly along the flight plan path, and then they're going to take out, or hopefully take out those BTRs before they can become a nuisance to anyone else. And that, ladies and gents, has been the mission. This is the second part in hopefully a series of multiple Apache missions that I've been making. We'll see more missions as the whole genre of this campaign develops. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you continue to enjoy it. I hope you check in for some future videos. We've got a lot more coming, and I want to work on a lot more different projects other than just mission editor videos, so please do stay tuned. Thank you very much for watching the full duration of this. I do really appreciate they are very long videos. I thank you for your time, and I hope you have a lovely day. I've been Finn, or yet another gaming fail. Peace.